Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at our welcome to our live webcast. The title of our webcast today and what we're going to be covering is Making the Most Out of Your Conference in LA 2017. I'd like to invite all of you to really pay attention to your screen. We're very excited to have all of you here already. We can see that the app, it's already being used by a lot of people. We see a lot of different networking meetings and appointments are being set. And so for most of you that are joining us, you probably have some questions. You probably have some things in your mind that want to know about the app, about the conference. You know, probably a whole lot of questions. So we're glad that you're here with us. And before we get started, I'd like to make sure that everyone hopefully has the ability to send us some questions towards the end that either myself or Jason will answer for you. So without further ado, I'd like to also welcome Jason Geiger, who works for Pathable, and Jason is our the custom success manager, and has been working with us here for the last couple of months here, putting the entire event together. And Jason really knows the entire system back and forth. So we will go ahead and turn it over to Jason so he can get started and kind of show you what the networking app and Pathable it's all about.
Thanks, Rudy. Hi, everyone. I'm Jason, and I'm here to talk about the app with you today. And I'm going to share my webcam real quick just to say hi, hello. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to talk a little bit about Pathable, who we are, and why we do what we do. And then we're going to go over the app and talk about how to use it, some interesting shortcuts that you can use, and just kind of go over things with you. And then hopefully at the end, you'll have some good questions for us that we can answer and talk about, how to make this conference the best it can be for you. So I'm going to pop back off of webcam now and start showing you around, and we'll get going. So as you can see here, I'm on the Pathable website currently because I just wanted to do a quick intro of who we were. So who we are is we are the leading provider of event apps, mobile conference apps, and websites for trade shows and events. So what we offer to you is an online agenda, private meeting scheduling, exhibitor listings, trade show floor maps, social networking, lead retrieval, and social networking communities. And what we're trying to do for event managers and people who use our app is give a return on investment. So, lasting relationships, high program engagement, and a like-minded community where people can get together not only before and during the event, but afterwards and talk about things moving forward. And what we see ourselves with you when we work with you is as your partner. So we like to work hand in hand to deliver a great experience and provide a conference event app that's architected from the ground up so that the choices attendees make automatically follow them from device to device. So what you're going to see is we're going to have the desktop app up, and we're going to have the mobile app up, and then you'll also have the ability to use a native app that you can download from the iTunes or Google Play Store, and all of those apps sync together and work seamlessly with each other. So if you did something on one app and moved to the other, it would show up on that new app immediately on the new place. What does Pathable offer that other people don't? One, customer happiness is our most important thing that we do. So it's our #1 priority. We can do things like host multiple events at once within one app. We can connect 5,000 attendees and build a robust conference community before you ever step on site. And we can control how, when, and what exhibitors can send to attendees. So if you want certain attendees to be able to contact others and not contact other ones, we can do that for you. We offer agenda management. So attendees can build their agenda of private and public meetings with other attendees or exhibitors using our powerful and intuitive desktop experience that we'll go over here in a little bit. And they can then open their phones to see exactly where and when they're supposed to be and get push notification reminders to do that. And the last thing is we have integrated communications within the app. So you can plant seeds and watch your conference community grow through engaging private and public messaging, one-on-one, SMS, and social sharing that can stay in-app for privacy or integrate with social media and marketing channels. So let's flip over to the EHBC and WMTC app. And this is the desktop version of the app that we have open right now. And I'm going to walk you through it a little bit and talk about some important things to do before and when you show up to the site of the event. The first one is join Pathable. Get out here and network right away. So when you first come into the app, the first time you'll receive it, you've probably either already received an email or will shortly receive an email that is an attendee invitation email that will allow you to access the app. And the first time you come in, you'll come into a screen that looks something like this. And of course, I'm logged in as the Pathable admin, so my name currently is Pathable admin, despite the fact that my name is actually Jason. And you see that there's some information here that I can fill out. Some of this will be pre-filled out for you, and so you might already have something in here like Pathable Inc. And you might already have a title like Customer Happiness Manager. And you'll definitely want to add some other things about yourself, an about me, address, and a photo. And then as you go through, you'll click through and you'll go to this details page where you can really define who you are with people. So not only can that about me piece do that, but here in the networking interests, you can put the things you're interested in talking to people about, what industry you're from, and the organization type you have. And you see in some of these, there are things that you can select. So I can select one or multiple things off of this this menu right here to add as my organization type. And finally, I can add some links here that people, when they come and look at my attendee page, can use to go maybe learn a little bit more about me or my company, or maybe they'll just go to my website or my blog so they can, follow me moving forward. And lastly, the thing you'll get to is this permissions page, which will help you decide how you're going to communicate with the app. So the first one is visibility, and of course I'm invisible because I'm the admin and no one wants to talk to me. But for you, I'd say it's very important to have this box checked because you want people to see you in the app. You want people to be able to reach out to you and set meetings and message you and be involved, and so the visibility is super important. And then you have the email and push notifications that you can opt in or opt out of as you please, and I'll let you read through those when you actually come into the app. But suffice it to say, most of those you're definitely going to want to be opted into to be able to get the full experience of the app. Now, why do you want to update your profile like this? What is the reason behind this? That is because when people come to this app, they're going to come to this attendees page that I just clicked up here. And you'll see on this left-hand side, there's all these different options for them to try to find people that they like. So if I was looking for someone who was also interested in advocacy and they were a wellness provider, I could do that, and I could find that I really need to talk to Kevin when I'm here at the event. And it makes for a really easy way for you to look through and find people that have your same interests, that do the same things that you do, or people that you can speak to about things that you need. And this is where you do that. So when you define that information in your profile, you make it easier for other people to find you as well. Couple tips when you're putting in your account for the first time. Include a photo. People find it much easier to locate you on site if they know what your picture looks like. So you see all these people up here at the top. It'll be really easy to find Tim and Dawn when you go through here because you can look on the app, you can go, oh, that's Tim, and you can go head over and talk to him. When you send out anything to people, especially like if you're going to make a meeting with someone, include your email address or cell phone number in there because the Pathable app, we don't do that. We don't give people your information. So if it's something that you want to give out to people, you should include that with your information. So if you send a message to someone and you want them to get a hold of you, not through the app, send them that email address. Put that in there. If you want to have someone be able to talk to you outside the app when you set a meeting, same. Give them your phone number. Lastly, bookmark the site, right? Right up in here, hit this little star, and that way you can come back to this easily and you can come back and look at what's going on. And the reason I say that is because it's already, as Rudy said, there's already a lot going on. You can see the discussions here. If I click the view all on discussions, there's lots of discussions. We have 36 discussions going on already 2 weeks before the event. So there's all these things to get in here and talk to people about. You can start your own conversation from here. You can get in on one of these if you want to have a conversation. Like if I want to get some networking drinks and click on this, great. I've already got an idea of where Michelle's having her event, what it looks like, and I can opt in, let her know that I'm on my way. So some of the event organizers, when they talk to us about their event, they'll ask us, do you have some examples or helpful hints for updating your About Me portion on your profile? So that one comes up a lot, and I know some of you are probably sitting there going, what do I even put in here? Here's what we recommend. First, be yourself. The most important part of the profile is for you to include relevant information that will help others identify you as a peer, resource, or mentor, so it's easier to connect and network. Clearly articulate who you are, and if that means that it's you're a very formal person, and so that you have a very formal bio, then it should say that. If you are one of those people that are very outgoing and crazy and like to have a Twitter bio type where it says something like, marketing prof, data nerd, event prof, and lover of pie, get that in there. Show people who you are. Usually people fall somewhere between those two, and if you're having trouble figuring out what you want to put in there, our best advice to you is to just take what's on your LinkedIn About Me statement and plop that in there for now, and then you can look around at other people's, see what they're saying, and adjust yours to what makes sense for you. Also, and I think I've already said this once, maybe even twice, upload a photo. That being able to see you and who you are and have that picture is such a big deal when someone is looking through the app and looking at other people. All right, another thing that we want to talk about is this schedule and the calendar. So I'm going to click over on full schedule here. So we're still, when I'm talking here, I'm talking about things you want to do before you ever show up on site. Because the desktop app, you'll see it's a nice big screen, it's easy to use, and these are all things that you can do before you ever even come on site. So one of the things you might want to do is sync your calendar, right? So if you have Outlook, you can sync this to it by hitting this export button and subscribing to the schedule on Outlook, and you can subscribe to your own schedule or the event schedule. So that's one way that you can get the whole schedule here digitally out of the app if you need to and do something with it. Also, you can print the schedule. That's right here. So if I hit this print button, you see I can print my schedule, the full schedule, or the schedule at a glance to be able to be used later. But most importantly to know is that when you come on site, you have these, but you don't necessarily need them if you have a link to the website, the mobile site, or to the native app, because it's all going to be on there and it's going to be updated real time. If something changes and the event organizers need to move a session, then they're going to put that into the app, and the app's going to update, and it's going to be ready for you when you come in and look to say, oh, looks like this event has moved from this place to another one. Other things you might want to do, you might want to make your own schedule. So you see it over here, we're on the full schedule right now, but if I wanted to add some things, you can see I've already added the early bird catches the worm, because when I look at it, it says attending. But maybe I want to come to this corporate health and well-being training in session. Then I can just click this add button and add it to my schedule, and I can do this for any and all events. What if I'm only going to one of these conferences and I want to know which one it is? Well, I've got great news for you. Right over here on the left-hand side, there's different ways to search for different things. So if I wanted to look for just a certain track, I have that option. If I wanted to look for just the event I'm going to, I have this handy-dandy thing we can do here. So if I'm just going to the EHBC, I can click that, and now it'll only show me the sessions that are EHBC specific, and I can add those to my schedule. Now, when I click over to the My Schedule, which I can do either by this button up here or this one right here, they'll both go to the same place, you can see I get what my schedule looks like for the day. And as you can see, I'm a pretty busy person at this conference. Now, I can view this as tiles or as day. So this is the day view, and this is the tiles view. So I want to see what this looks like it is over on the full schedule. This is my schedule in tiles view. And another thing you can do from here, so we've talked about the public sessions. What if I wanted to make my own meetings and have some private sessions? Well, I can do that right up here through this new meeting. That's one way to do it, and I can click that. And you see I have this very powerful tool that I can use that I can talk to someone and add someone. So let's just say I'm going to add a person to talk to. I'm just going to type their name up in here. And there's Michelle Bowers. I'm going to click her. And now Michelle and we can figure out where is Michelle available and not available on this schedule, and what start time and end time do I want. And the cool thing here is that the event hosts have added locations that you can use already. So if you wanted to come and create a meeting and you wanted to needed somewhere to meet, there's some places you can already go, like table 16 here. I can click that in, type my meeting subject and description, and send this invitation off to Michelle, and she and I can have our meeting. Of course, she'll have to accept that meeting, and since she doesn't know who Pathable Admin is, probably a good chance she's not going to accept this one, so I'm not going to send it. But we can send that meeting, I can see what's going on, and that will be added to my schedule as well if I were to hit the send invitation. So when I came back and looked at my schedule, if I had added that, it would show my private meeting that I had with her on here.
So Jason, just to add also as well, the tables that you see there are number 1 to 30 are the networking tables that we have in the back of the exhibit hall. So if you were to walk into the exhibit hall, go towards the back, you're going to pass our power section area, and it's actually right behind it. And there's plenty of tables there to select to have your meetings. And your meetings are set up for 15 minutes intervals as well.
Thanks, Rudy. And that brings me to another really good point, because we talk about where is that, right? Another thing that's really cool is that if you click on any of the sessions that have places, of course I picked one that didn't. If you click on any session that is in a location, it will show you that location and where it is. But let me swing around that, because I wanted to show you one more thing here before about schedules, and that is how you can another way that you can set up meetings with those people. So I'm going to go over here to attendees. So I was at schedule, if you remember correctly. I'm going to go over here to attendees, and I'm going to go ahead and find Michelle in here again. So instead of going through the full schedule, another way I can talk to people and send messages or request meetings is by finding them in the attendees list. And you see if I just roll over their name, I can request a meeting or send a message through here. Or I can click on them and again, start a conversation or schedule a meeting with a person that way. And you'll see when I click on this, it takes me to that same screen. It looks very similar, except it just fills in Michelle's name already for me, so that when I'm ready to make that meeting with her, it's already ready to go. Okay, so next thing that we want to talk about is downloading the app. So I'm going to flip over here now to our mobile web app. So it is right here. This is the mobile web app. So when you download the app, or if you come to app.healthcarerevolution.com/mobile, then you'll have access to the native app, which has all the same functions as the desktop does, just in a more bite-sized set of components. And what I want to talk about here is, I alluded to it earlier, but the idea of the maps. Where do I go? How do I get to things? And that's right here, right in the middle of the screen on the mobile app. So I can click here on Maps, and I can see here is the exhibitor hall that I can move around and look at, and I can zoom in and out on to see where I'm going. I can find a location by pressing this button up here to type in somewhere that I'm trying to get to, a certain booth maybe, and I can locate where I am on site using that information. If you have the, if you don't have the mobile app, you can access, of course, I said via this /mobile. If you don't have the mobile app, on the desktop app, if I go to hit home here, at the very, very bottom are 2 links that you can use to get that app. So I can click on the iTunes or the Google Play version of that, and if I click on that, I just happen to be a Google user, I can come here and I can install this on my phone. The EHBC WMTC Direct Connect event will download, and you'll see, look at those, that looks very similar to this, doesn't it? So you can use either one, and they're interchangeable, and like I said, everything works together. Now, other things you can do, and now here we are, we're either on site, right, or we're just about to show up. We can connect with the staff. So you have a full attendee list of everybody who is attending this event, and some of those people are members of the event staff. And so if you need something, if you want to reach out to ask something or talk about something, this is a perfect place to be able to do that. You know, if you have a question on, you know, where do I go, what do I do, how do I do something, you know, these people are here in the app, and you just need to find them and ask them whatever questions you need to do. It's right here. Feel free to reach out to your contacts in here and leverage them for anything that you need at the event. Another thing you might want to do is get social and use hashtags. You might remember it when I was back here on the home screen. As I scroll down, we had this discussion section that we have 36 discussions going on right now, and we also have this Twitter section right here. Right, this one's for EHBC. There's also one for WMTC 17, and get out there and use those and get involved. And it's a great way to network amongst all the other people that are at the two events. I mean, you have two events combined that are going on together, and it's a great way to connect with everyone by using the hashtag WMTC17 or EHBC17. And you can do that, directly through this desktop, or in many different areas you can tweet and talk about things within the app. And schedule, there we go. All right, moving forward. Another thing you might want to do is just say hello to people. So we have discussions going on in the app, which we can click right here with discussions and see all the things that people are talking about. See, there's still people, 36 people having, or 36 different discussions going on, some with 33 people at a time having those discussions. Get involved, get in here, read what people are saying, go to a networking event that people are putting together. I've got networking drinks going on here. This person's looking for a mentor. You've got networking going on right down here. So get involved, see what these people are doing. If you're local, post some places talking about the weather or the best places to go to eat. If you're not local, ask about where the best places are to go to eat. Just start a discussion topic and see who else is interested in having a conversation with you. All right, another thing you can do within this app, and if I go to my schedule and I pick one of the events, let's go ahead and pick this. Let's go to day 2 here. Let's go to Monday, October 2nd. I'm going to this corporate health and well-being training. You can take notes in the event within the app. So there's this button right up here, and I can click this notes button, and I can type and pay attention to what's going on, have my app in front of me on my mobile device, and type away and keep track of what's going on in the event, and I can save that for later to be able to come back to by going to My Notes. And any notes I had, if I were to click My Notes, it would list them all right here for all the different events that I had taken. It's something that is one of those things that not all people know that we have in the app, and I like to point it out because it's there for you, and it's a really handy place to do that. You're already in the app, you're already looking at your schedule for that day, so it's really easy to get to that and come back to it later. All right. Let's see, what other things we talk about? Let's talk about sponsors. So we have, within the app and within the main page, we have organizations set up for sponsors. And I'm going to just go ahead and type Zeal in here since they're the main app sponsor. And that's near and dear to my heart. You can come and look at sponsors at any point if you want to just get some more information about someone. You'll see if a sponsor's done their job well, you'll see a logo for them, something about them, where they're located, so what booth. We know Zeal is in booth 531 if I want to go get my massage, and who is on staff that's at the event, and that's, oh, look, it's Michelle. Also, maybe some links to some different things here, which they already have 2 different links, including a survey that you can take for Zeal right here. And if you come to their event or to their page and you look and you go, I want to know a little bit more about this, I want them to contact me. You have this button right here for request information that you can hit that will send your contact information to them so that you don't have to have a conversation with them at the event at their booth if you don't want to. You can click that button, it'll send that information off to them, and they can then access that and get a hold of you, once everything has died down from the event, and you can have that conversation. But what if you are a sponsor at the event? Or what if you want to be a sponsor at the event? Well, one of the cool things about being a sponsor is that you have the power to make this page what you want by managing your organization, which is right up here. You can click this button, and you can go in, and you can see, you can edit your name, put a new logo in, description, and you can add all that stuff that we talked about, like your details, maybe some documents that Zeal doesn't have quite yet. You could add something in there like a PDF of something, or more links. Or another cool thing about sponsors within our app is that you can purchase the lead generation, which what that does is it allows you to see who's coming to your page within the app, who has an interest in seeing who you are, and gives you that option for this request information so people can request more about you and talk to you later about what's going on. And if that's something you're interested, you'll want to talk to Rudy about that after the webinar is over. That basically covers everything that I have to talk about today, both within the desktop app and here. And so at this point, I'd like to throw it back to Rudy, and maybe we have some questions we can answer.
Great, Jason. Thank you so much. So we do have a couple of questions, and these are the most common questions that we have received so far. So one of them is, how do I reset my password? So let's say that I forget. Once I have the app, I go for a couple of days busy in something else. I try to get back in, and I don't remember my password. How do I reset it?
Sure. So there's two different ways you can do that. Obviously, it depends on whether you're on the desktop or you're in mobile. And if you're on the desktop, then you can just go right down here to the support button. It'll be there whether you're logged in or not. You can click support, and I have a pop-up block, so it will not show that. I will allow that now. Where you can reach out to us, and you'll see that there's a knowledge base that we have that might tell you, okay, what do you do to reset your password? How do you do that? But you can also just send a message to us, and it'll go to our support ticket center, where we will send you back. Typically what we'll do is we'll send you back what we call an auth link, which is a magic link that will allow you to get back into your account, and then we'll tell you how you go about resetting your password, which in this case would be, once I've logged in again, I'm going to go to my account. I'm going to go to edit my profile, so my account, edit my profile. And across the top here, I'm just going to go across to password, where I can type in my new password and hit save, and that will change it for me. Now, if you're on the mobile or on your mobile device, then I'm not going to log out of here, but I will show you that if I were to hit this sign out button, what will happen is you'll have a sign-in screen right here, and on that sign-in screen it will say forgot your password, and there'll be a link, and you click that link, and guess what? It takes you to that same support place like this, where you can type in that information and send it to us. It'll also give you the option to send that magic link directly to you, so you don't even have to get us involved in that case. So those are the general ways to go about that.
Fantastic. Another question that we got for a couple of our sponsors is, do we have the ability to get leads? Do we have a way to do lead generation within the app? And is there a cost?
Sure. And as I talked about when I had the sponsors up earlier, let me go back there. There we go, to Zeal. So see that lead generation, what that does, and that's a button that we have right here. So Zeal has lead generation, so it says view leads. So if I hit this button, it will show me everyone who's come to my web page within the app, everyone who's come here to look at it. And it will also give me this request information button, which will allow people to become what we call an active lead in the system, which will send their information in a spreadsheet to you so that you can then access that later. And I believe that the price for lead generation right now is $300, correct me if I'm wrong, Rudy, which will allow you to get access to all of that for the event.
Fantastic. Good. Okay. The other question that we're getting is that if there's important announcements, is there a way to get those announcements in my phone without being logged into the app? Let's say that I logged out of the app, but there's an important announcement that was sent to all of the attendees. Do I still get that announcement?
Yes. So when the organizers send out an announcement, they have options to send out the announcement as an email address, as an email, or as a push notification that will come to you. And if you have the app installed on your device, then you will get that push notification, whether you're logged in or not. And then when you come into the app, of course, it will ask you to log in, but you will receive that one way or another.
Okay, Jason, another question is in regards to meeting reminders. So I just came out of an educational session, and I'm walking to the exhibit hall, and I'm going to the booth, so I know I'm aware of that that particular meeting. But let's say 2 hours from now, I have another meeting that I set up. Would it give me a pop-up and remind me of that meeting that I have, for example, at 3 p.m.?
Oops, sorry there, I muted myself and forgot to unmute. Yes, so one of the powers of the app is that we can have it set up so that it sends you a meeting reminder 5 minutes before every event or every session that you would be attending. So you will never have to miss because you just forgot that day.
Okay, fantastic. And then we're also, one of the things that obviously we're updating, a lot of the sponsors and exhibitors are coming in as we are getting closer and closer to the event. So obviously you will see the map updated as we go through and on a regular basis now, especially in the next couple of weeks. And one of the things that you're not seeing on the app, but you will in the next couple of days, is the fact that we do have one of them happens to be a step challenge that we have a sponsor that's doing it, where you can actually win some prizes by participating, and basically is who walks the most. So basically you're competing against your fellow peers in the conference, where they're doing a step challenge with Strike Kick. The other event that you will see on the app, that you will see an icon, is for gift card partners, who actually is doing a very short survey for those of you who are into the wellness industry or are looking to engage with your employees at a different level. You definitely have that opportunity as well to take that quick survey, and don't forget to stop by Gift Card Partners booth as well. And last but not least, we also have a survey that is being provided by Novo Nordisk, which will be part of the app. You can click on there and take the quick survey, and obviously visit their booth as well on booth 116. In this particular case. I also wanted to remind everyone that we have several forums and think tanks that are happening in the exhibit hall during exhibit hall hours, which are basically from 1 to 5:45 p.m. And to go ahead and use the app, there's a drop-down menus for the forums, so you can go ahead and register yourself for those forums and think tanks. If you're interested, there's different topics and information as well. And the app does a very fantastic job of telling you which ones they are, so you can go ahead and register in this particular case. And more questions that we have that just came in. So Jason, maybe you can help me with this. Let me see here. One of the persons asking, can you export your session notes to Excel after the conference?
Yes, you can. Once there are notes in the My Notes section, you will have a button up here at the top that you can click to download your notes, and it will create a CSV file, which of course then when you open in Excel will open as an Excel file.
Fantastic. Another question is, how do you order the lead generation if you're a sponsor or an exhibitor?
Sure. So to order lead generation, instead of when you come to your sponsorship page, instead of seeing view leads up here, it will instead say order lead generation, and you'll press that button, and then it will take you to a new screen where you just basically say, yes, I do want it, and it will turn it on immediately for you, and then the event organizers will bill you later for that amount. So it's an immediate switch that turns on as soon as you say, yes, I want it.
Okay, fantastic. And I do have another request. Actually, 3 different folks here are asking, can you please, they can't find the profile of the organization, so can you go and show them again one more time how to manage the organization button? So I have 3 requests for that same.
Sure, glad to. So, so the first thing you want to do is go, whether you're a sponsor or exhibitor, find the right organization that you're going to go to, and type in your name, and I'm just going to randomly pick the very first one that's here, BH Genetics. And when you go in, if you are listed as a staff member down here, you will have this button to press Manage Organization. If you don't see your name down here, I would say get a hold of Rudy or whoever your contact is, and have them add you as a staff member. And as soon as they do, that will give you that power to manage the organization from that point on. So if you're not seeing that right now, more than likely it's that you're not listed down here as a staff member, or if you're listed as a staff member, you aren't listed with the ability to manage the organization. So it's something that that they can take care of for you, or you can always, and I forgot to mention this, you can always send an email to support@pathable.com. That's support@pathable.com. And we can help you with a lot of these things, and anything we can't help you with, of course, we can forward on to Rudy and his team so that they can help you.
Okay, and I have a 3-part question from Nancy. First one is, number 1, she wants to know how to set up their 5-minute reminder. Number 2, she also is asking in regards to, can you please explain how do you add document to your profile? You mentioned something about a PDF. And can you do that if you're a speaker as well?
Sure. So let's see, there was two parts to that question. The first one, so the reminders has to be turned on by the event organizer. So that's something that we can have a conversation with Rudy and the group about whether that's something that they want to turn on, and when we do, that we'll do that for you, and then you'll get those reminders. The second thing is about how to add a document. So if you are a speaker, then you can add a document. If it's specific to your session, you can go into your session and you will have this button here to add a document. So you can do that right there, and it will, when you click this button, it will show you this screen where you put a name and you choose your file and maybe type something about it and hit continue, and it will add that document for you. You also have the option as an attendee, hold on, there we go, to add a document. Nope, that's not me. Sorry. You should have the ability to add a document. Maybe we don't have that turned on right now. I'll talk to the group about that. So there is the ability to have attendees have documents in their profile just as a speaker would, or something like that. Oh, there it is. My account, my profile. Of course, I was going the backwards way to it. And here's the button to add a document to your own account. Of course, if I had this filled out more, there'd be a lot more cool information here and some links, and I could click my account, my profile, click add document, and I could add as many of those as I wanted to PDFs or whatever it might be to my list. It can be Word documents, PDFs, basically any file can be added as what we call materials. Sorry for the confusion there.
No problem. So Jason, I have a question here from Kristen. She wants to make sure, so when we're talking about lead generation and badge scanner, is that one and the same? So if she's waiting there and she's meeting someone, can she just scan their badge, and would that be the way to retrieve that lead?
Thanks for mentioning that, Rudy. I did forget to mention that. Yes, so one of the ways that we talked about being able to do, give and get information from people is to use that request information button. The other way to be able to do that is every sponsor or exhibitor who has lead generation will also, when they're using the native app, have a button that they can click that will allow them to scan badges of people that are interested in them. So if they don't, the person that isn't, doesn't have the app open or something of that nature, the sponsor can then use their app and scan the badge, scan the QR code on their badge, and that will add them as if they had requested information, as if they had hit this button. So it will make them an active lead. Yes, thank you for reminding me of that, Rudy.
Fantastic. And there was another question in regards to this webcast. Would this be available later? Yes, we will definitely make this available. We will send another reminder if you wanted to view this at a later time with a little more, you can stop it and go, as Jason has demonstrated. So that way you can definitely learn the process. And one thing I want to mention, since Zeal is our sponsor for the networking app, you can definitely see their logo. You can see their massage pictures. Definitely stop by their booth 531 if you're feeling a little stressed out and need to just get some more energy. Definitely don't forget to stop by their app, their booth 531. They'll be more than happy to help you with that as well. Another questions that we coming in, so they're coming a little faster here now. So we have someone here who's not able to find their original email that they used to log in, so they're having a little trouble now with their password. Is there another option that they have at the moment, Jason?
Yes, send us that support to support@pathable.com. Let us know that you're attending this conference and what your name is, and we can send you that link that was in your email directly to you, so that you can then access it that way. And then we'll of course give you the information to change your password as well, so that you know how to change it to something that you'll be able to remember a week or 2 weeks from now. And if you don't, we'll just send you that off link again. No big deal. One thing I want to say before we go on to the next question is I am putting into the chat a Vimeo, let's see, a link to the Vimeo site that is there it is. a video that you can watch that will help guide you through setting up your profile and things like that we made about a month and a half ago. So if you don't want to watch this whole webinar to get back to how to edit your profile or something of that nature, check that video out and see if that maybe answers your question for you. And of course, as I've said 3 or 4 times now, any questions you don't get answered, support@pathable.com. We're there to help you.
Yes, another question is, somebody wanted to see if you can show them again how to filter for attendees. So if they're looking, for example, in this particular case, for let's say a wellness manager, and they wanted to, get some meetings with them, or a broker, or an agent, or a CEO, or HR manager, whatever filter, can you show them that one more time?
Sure. So when you come to the attendees page, you'll see that it gives you the list of everyone. And there's a lot of attendees, so that's a lot of people to search through. But you can either use this search button if you're looking for a specific person, or something specifically about them, like if I wanted to look for just somebody that had strategy in theirs, it could search through to find everyone who has that. And you see here's a lot of chief strategy officers and things like that. You can also use these drop downs. So any of these, like networking interests, can be opened. So if I want to look for someone in a certain industry, I could click this little caret next to the industry, and it will list all of those possible industries. And if I was looking for someone in general surgery, I could click that industry, and it will show the person who is in general surgery. Or maybe there'll be multiples, and it will show all of them. You can also do that for any of these other ones. For title, if you're looking for people with a specific title, like you're looking for account managers, you can click account manager to find those people within the app. And of course, you can have multiples of these going on. So I can use networking interests and title, or industry and organization type, whatever it might be, to help me get the information I want. One that we didn't talk about here that's toward the bottom here is ribbon. So this is anyone with any of the specific ribbons that we have, like event staff, which we talked about earlier. Reach out to one of them. Or if you're looking for a certain exhibitor or sponsor, you can narrow that down to those people, or a speaker.
Okay, fantastic. One more question. How do you add a logo in your organization listing, and how do you change a staff member as well?
Sure. So to add a logo, you will go to your organization. And again, remember that you have to be a staff member to be able to do this, but once you are, you'll have this Manage Organization button. You can click it, and then you'll have this option right here to choose a file for your logo. So this is in the Basics section of when you manage your organization. And you'll just click to choose the file, pick something off of your computer, and hit Save, and it will show up over here on your page moving forward. To add staff members, that's something that if you have the power to get into this back end, if you have the power to click Manage Organization, and that person has already been registered for the event, you can click this Staff button right here, and you can see that you can add people to this list by clicking Add Staff or Admin. And I can give those people the power to be editor. So you notice that Richard and Steve here, neither of them are editors, so neither of these people would be able to see that Manage Organization button, but both of them are showing up on the organization page as people that are part of staff. So this is how you would work through and be able to add those people. So if I added someone in as an admin, they would now have access and be able to manage their organization, put that information in there that they want, and add other staff members. If someone is not registered and doesn't have a profile within Pathable, they cannot be added to the list because they're not in our app. So they do have to register or be accounted for in the app in some way.
Okay, another question. If somebody wanted to block a specific time because they're a speaker at our event, and obviously they couldn't do a meeting during that time, how do they do that?
Yes, that's super easy. So you're going to go to the full schedule section, and there's a button right here for block time. So you'll just hit that block time button, and then it's a click and drag situation where you will click and drag what you want to do. I'm just going to do it by blocking time, as it asks me what that meeting is going to be called. And you can see I can do that. I can drag it around and up and down to fit where it is that I am going to be busy if someone else wants to try to schedule a meeting with me. And then I can move on away. It automatically saves. You don't have to click save or anything. It'll automatically just be there the next time. And and you can do that as many times as you want. You can click and schedule another blocking time and make that as big or as small as you want. So you can set your whole schedule, all the blocking you need to do from here in this section.
Okay, fantastic. So we'd like to, anything else, Jason, that you would like to add?
I would just like to say thank you to everybody who came to the webinar. Appreciate it. Appreciate getting to speak to you. Again, if you have any questions or any problems as you're working through the app and you need someone to talk to, support@pathbullet.com is your go-to place. We are happy to help you work your way through this app and get the things done that you need to get done in it. We're excited to have you using it and look forward to hearing from you. Thanks, Rudy.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it. And just to remind everyone, this is actually one of the first times that we actually have opened the app to everyone. So it doesn't matter, as you can set up meetings with folks that are in the United States or even a global market perspective. Really, everyone who's attending the conference can be a potential person for you to network with. You know, as Jason pointed out earlier, there's different ways you can filter it and find the specific target or industry that you're trying to meet and reach. In this particular case, we definitely encourage all of you to please go ahead and get on the app as soon as you can. Sign up your organization, sign up your team, and make sure that you start obviously scheduling your meetings. This will be a lifesaver out there and keep you really organized as you come to the conference. That way you know where to go, where to meet with these people, and obviously that you don't have those missed connections, which are very important. We will definitely replay this webcast one more time for those of you that wanted to go a little bit slower and really get all the details. But I think Jason said it best at the beginning. Just get out there, log into the app, start networking, start posting messages, and really try to make the best of this as much as possible before you even come to the conference. We look forward to meeting all of you in person in LA, and everyone, please have a safe trip as you come from different parts of the world into LA. Look forward to seeing everybody there Monday at sharp 7 a.m. is when registrations opens for all attendees and exhibitors and sponsors. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you, Jason, and thank you, Seal, for being the sponsor for our networking app for this year for LA 2017.